Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So we may all know by now about the Katt Williams interview on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. And boy, did he go in on a bunch of celebrities in the industry, from Jonathan Majors to Chris Tucker not doing the next Friday movie. He touched on Taraji P. Henson, Martin Lawrence. But the main topic of discussion is all the comedians he kind of sort of put out there during the interview. He spoke about Faison Love. He spoke about Steve Harvey stealing Mark Curry's idea for his TV show. He even spoke about Michael Blackson, how he gave him the idea to represent the type of comedian that he's trying to portray, but then turns around and gets upset about him. He also discussed Steve Harvey wanting him to come on the Kings of Comedy tour that he turned down because he felt that they kind of dissed Bernie Mac, because he feels that Bernie Mac, along with a lot of other fans that say that Bernie Mac was the original king of comedy, he felt as though they kind of dissed Bernie's GOAT status just to bring him along. He turned it down. He touched upon Dave Chappelle and the reason why he turned down his deal with Comedy Central, and it's not like you would expect it to be. The interview was 2 hours and 46 minutes. So if you want to watch the interview in its entirety, you could go ahead and watch it on the Club Shay Shay YouTube channel. Now, he also spoke about Ludacris and the whole Fast and Furious franchise, and how he was also offered the deal to do the movie franchise, but again he turned it down, and the offer was then presented to Ludacris because of some disclaimer within the contract. Now, ever since the interview came out a few days ago, a few celebrities decide that they wanted to respond. Of course, wanted to respond to some of the allegations. Now, first, we may remember in the interview, if you have watched it, Katt mentioned that Steve Harvey kind of stole the idea from Mark Curry for his show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. All of a sudden, you now have a show called, what was the name of his show? I forgot. Anyways, so apparently there's an old interview that resurfaced, kind of vindicating what Katt said, that his idea, Mark Curry's idea, was actually stolen from Steve Harvey himself. Let's listen.
Tell me, never said thank you. So what's up with you and Steve, man? Ain't nothing with me. Well, Steve stole my material on his show, so I had a beef on that. On what show? When he was on his the talk show he had, and he did all my Halloween material one Halloween. I'm watching somebody called me and said, man, homeboy doing your material. So he did my whole Halloween run. And I know he didn't think of it, and this is true stuff that really happened to me. And so my thing is, you don't have to do that, homeboy. So, you made enough money, wow. You made enough money, you did enough, why are you on my material? Right. What's that about? And then, people want to jump up, oh, he didn't know, he didn't steal your, so yes, he did. And so that there's no need to do, no one else has did that.
So this was on his talk show. Which talk was it? TV talk show?
Yeah, so basically Mark Curry did admit that yes, Steve Harvey did indeed steal his material. Then also Ludacris decided to chime in and came up with a diss freestyle addressing his statement pertaining to Ludacris getting the deal with the Fast and Furious franchise. So he decided to join the chat with a little freestyle.
Whatever's heavy on my heart is always on my mind. Like Snoop's cannabis shredder, I'm always on my grind. They throwing shade, could never take my shine. I bring my watch collection on my jet. Let me take my time. I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say for likes, R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns, yeah, that's my signature. Now I'm married with people. Addictions on the rise, comedians check your temperature.
Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike for that. So Ludacris decided to add his own little twist and drop a little freestyle. Then we have the Kevin Hart situation where he claims that Kevin Hart is a he said that he's kind of like a gatekeeper. He's a plug or something to that effect, where he feels that he's a gatekeeper. He feels that a lot of industry professionals claim that there are no gatekeepers, but that there is one. Now, there has been an old interview that surfaced of Kevin Hart. There's an old interview of Kevin Hart that resurfaced from The Breakfast Club, where Kevin Hart was saying that Katt Williams never evolved any of his acts. Yes, he may have had some comedians join his tours or whatever, but he's never really put any of them on. So again, Katt Williams feels that, Kevin Hart, he's a plug, and all his deals were already signed before he even came into the business, and that's kind of the explanation as to why he grew so big in such a short amount of time. Anyways, this is an old interview that resurfaced from Kevin Hart.
Tracing where Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You fucked off promo shoots. You fucked off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped fucking with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what, I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy. Mm-hmm. So when you say Tiffany Haddish doesn't deserve or isn't really a comedian, and these other women have worked hard, which they have. Shouts out to Melanie Camacho, shouts out to Lou Nell, shouts out to Leslie Jones, who are all underneath the umbrella of Katt Williams. Katt Williams, have you ever used your platform to fucking bring the people that were under you up?
Now, Katt Williams did say that he's not a drug addict. He does smoke a little, something, but he's not an addict. He chooses to smoke, but that's only like for medicinal purposes, to help him sleep and to have an appetite. Because of his touring schedule, your body seems to not adjust to your different type of environment and such. Now, let's see. Besides that, so, there's a lot of people are taking to the internet and saying like, wow, this is probably gonna take the cake for all of January so far. I mean, it's just getting started, and it's hilarious. Like I said, the entire interview is 2 hours long. Club Shay Shay did put in the work and break it down to each individual clip in the interview if you just want to go straight to a particular scene. But it was very interesting, and I will give it to you. Now, I do think, I'm a fan of Katt Williams, but not a huge fan of Katt Williams. You know what I'm saying? He does have some jokes, but not to the point like hysterical. There were some very funny instances in the interview that kind of made me chuckle, but he has receipts. He doesn't give me drug addict. He doesn't give me drug addict vibes. Maybe he just don't give a F. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just my take on it. Katt Williams, when someone stands on business, when they're not scared to say how they feel. some people be lying and some people, they retract their statements. But at the end of the day, I noticed not one person has said that he was lying. Everybody came to their own defense, but no one has said that he was lying. I guess he got receipts longer than CVS, huh? Anyways, if you've made it to the end of this video and you enjoyed this content, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. While you're there, go ahead and let me know, what do you think? Is Katt Williams just spitting a bunch of... I mean, he did get some vindication, because everybody that came out to defend their stance in the whole discussion never really said they were lying. They just basically explained the real situation. And, you know, Katt Williams is who he is. He is selling out, but he's never had a real social media presence. And that should say something. Like, he still has that draw. He still has that fan base, and people are still going to listen. It's only been the first week of January, and it's like the topic of discussion this week. Anyways, let me know what you think. I'm Annie, and it was nice talking to you.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours.